Hey, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. And what we're checking out this time is a new line that Mark has brought in. This is blacksmith is Makato Kurosaki. This is Yu Kurosaki's older brother. And let me tell you, this man knows how to grind a knife. So we'll take a look at that. But this is his Shidogame R White #2 Santoku 170 millimeter knife. And there's two lines Mark has, at the time I'm doing this, he brought in a promo line that's a little, actually very, very aggressively priced. And this one has a higher price, but it also has more attention to detail and more attention to finish work and grind. So this knife is really awesome. The core steel is Shidogame or white paper #2, reactive high carbon steel from Hitachi. The heat treat is around 62-ish Rockwell in the core steel. The construction is 3 layers, so on either side of that core steel you've got a soft reactive iron cladding and a kudauchi or blacksmith finish on top of that. The entire knife therefore is reactive. The weights and dimensions will vary a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one's about 139 grams or 4.9 ounces with this handle. The edge length is right about 170 on the nose or 6.7 inches. Overall length about 12.34 inches. The spine thickness, these will vary a bit, but this one is about 3.3 millimeters coming out of the handle above the chin or the back of the blade. About halfway down, it starts to thin out, about 1.9 millimeters. And then it thins out, and actually, when you run your fingers over it, you gain just a touch right here, and then you thin out nicely with the grind. The tip is very thin, and it really flies through stuff like onions. Blade height is 46 millimeters. You got lots of clearance on a pinch grip, tons. You've got a great curve here for your finger to fit for a pinch. And then the handle is, it's a little on the heavy side, but it's really nice. It's an octagonal rosewood with a black packerwood ferrule. And the rosewood on this one, the figure is just beautiful on it. You've got a bit of a polish to the finish. It looks like it's sealed up. Nice install on the handle. The handle is not the lightest in the world, so that's going to bring your balance point back a little bit. That'll be my only issue in terms of kind of how a lot of other knives are. The handle's a little bit longer and it's a little heavier, which adds some mass, but it does bring the balance point back a little bit versus a lighter like Howood handle. But man, this handle is really cool. Great fit and finish on it. Circumference is about 75 millimeters or 3 inches, pretty standard size. You can see you got a generous neck there. And one of the, even before Mark was touting the grinds on these, actually, let's go back. I think we talked about that. Yeah, we did. But there's your balance point back there. It's definitely a little bit handle heavy, weight balance bias. So when I pulled this out of the box, I was just looking at it, and I always look at the grinds and sight down. This has really clean grinds on it. And this is a beautiful job on the polish and the rounding of the spine. Let's bring this in here. So this is like Konesuke Fujiyama style attention to detail on the choil and on the spine. Beautiful, nice contrast to the kudauchi. This is just a super clean job, just really, really nice. So grinds are beautifully done, nice polish job. This is definitely a lot of work for, I think it's still a great value because you got a lot of attention to detail here. So here's your look at the blade. It's got a really neat looking cladding line pattern to it. It's thin at the edge, nice out of the box edge, 6, maybe 7 out of 10. You've got some embossed kanji here and the location in Japan. A little hard to see that with the kudauchi. Backside is plain. Again, cool cladding line. This baby is skinny at the edge, and it is an excellent performing knife. It's one of the better performing Santoku knives I've used. It's really nice. Food release is good. It's not as great as some of the knives I've used, but then you've got a fairly smooth finish on it. But I'd say food release is good. But performance is great on this thing. So I'm very, very impressed with this knife. Let's look at it on the cutting board. This is a lot of knife for the money. So here's your profile. Butter smooth in terms of the curve. No hiccups on it. And You've got a little bit of flat towards the heel, a little bit of belly towards the tip, so I can get fairly high. You can see the tip's fairly low, but that's the standard Santoku sheep's foot kind of point shape, nose shape to it. But just a beautiful butter smooth profile on this. Again, it's an all-reactive blade, but if you're looking for an interesting, hand-finished, hand-hammered, knife with great attention to detail, excellent grinds, this is a really cool blade. So, hope this gentleman keeps producing lots of knives. This is awesome. It's my first knife I've seen from Makato Kudosaki. So here we have the Shirogami number 2 Santoku 170mm knife.